What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about a few things following Twitch's death and how much that has impacted the world. People are not speaking on taking care of your mental health and recognizing that people are suffering in silence and still trying to figure out what really happened. And if he really had done that to himself. You know, fame is a dangerous game and a lot of people get destroyed behind it. And I know some people have heard that people will only love you as much as they can use you, and their loyalty ends where the benefit stops, and money is the root of all evil. And this is where I want to get into Romeo and his father, Master P. Now, everybody claims that we need to take care of our mental health and that we are suffering in silence, and they want to be more aware and cautious, and they making videos about if anybody needs somebody to talk to, just talk to this person. So it woke up a lot of people when when the news came out that Twitch did this to itself. I'm not going to say whether this happened or not because I don't know if he actually did that. But then Romeo comes out and makes a statement about how he is basically suffering in silence. And I'm going to read this post real quick and then we're going to get into it. So Master P said, RIP to the one and only dancing DJ Twitch. Salute Snoop Dogg for celebrating him. These are crazy times we are living in. You can be smiling one day and gone the next. Life is too short. Appreciate your loved ones. Mental illness is real. Shout out to Post Malone and Dre London for coming together with me for the cause. So because of Twitch's death and also because of P's daughter's death, which has revealed to be phenylene intoxication, God rest her soul, you would look at this post to be, of course, a genuine post and also contributing to the wake-up call that we need to take care of ourselves and take care of others and help each other because this stuff out here is real. And I don't doubt that's not why he posted that, but then you have Romeo, he comes back and speaks his truth, and his truth is just as well as important to share as anyone else's information. But of course, the way he did it made the public look like he was being a spoiled brat. You had Charleston White speaking out about it, saying that he was a spoiled brat. I'm not going to share any videos on here because most of the time when I share a lot of videos, you know, it gets copyrighted and a lot of stuff happens with that. But I'm just letting you know that Charleston White, you can look that up, talked about a lot of children and how they have been spoiled, and then the world kind of speaks out about it, and they kind of lost focus on Twitch a little bit and kind of jumped onto the P and Romeo train. So just that quick, they kind of got away from we are suffering in silence and we have to take care of our mental health to basically just being cyber bullies all over again. Social media period, the main thing that pushes people to the edge, the main thing that I try to stay away from and get away from, but it keeps drawing me back in because it's everywhere. Everybody start coming after Romeo, and I'm not gonna lie, on the outside looking in, when I just first seen that one post and I first seen what Romeo posted up there, I was like, you know, he's being pretty selfish. A man just died and his father is just trying to show some recognition, and your sister and his daughter died, and how could you just only think about yourself at the moment? I was thinking that too, but then I feel like Romeo had to spill more information because he was being attacked that way. And a lot of people discovered some new information about how he had been used as a pawn because he was a kid. And that is a indication of suffering in silence when you have to hold something so long, because if you do say something about it, you're going to be looked at a certain type of way, just like he was being looked at a certain type of way, but still having to hold a lot on your back. So let me go ahead and get into what Romeo posts. Romeo said, today was a boiling point. I seen a man avoid his own children struggle with suicide and depression, but post another man who passed today that he doesn't even know. Y'all idols be lost. Better stop following the blind. Watch when it's revealed. And so when he posted that, a lot of people didn't know what he was talking about. They didn't know. They're on the outside looking in. They didn't know what was going on with them. They always seen, every time you see P, you see Romeo. You saw, P looking out for Romeo, and a lot of things that was just depicted into the public for what we know and what we seen. And what we seen was them living a good life. We don't know anything else. And because of that, everybody kind of attacked Romeo, just attacked Romeo. Like, you had this, you're a grown man, you need to do for yourself now. You just looking for a handout. Kind of like the same thing they was saying about Kirk Franklin's son and many other children that have come out and said things about their parents. And at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. Children are not perfect. Parents are not perfect. But we do the best that we can. And we are in these roles, and then once we get into the parent role, we kind of see what the parent had to go through, and sometimes we have to just go through these cycles in order to learn and in order to understand the process of what's going on. But after that, P made a video apologizing, saying whatever I did wrong, just come talk to me. I hate that this had to be aired out on the internet, basically trying to revive himself in the situation from turning into something negative, or who knows, just even trying to not create any speculation, not make the media try to look for anything or any clues like they usually do of what Romeo could be talking about, but basically trying to show the world that, hey, I did what I'm supposed to do. I'm a good father. I don't know what he's talking about. And so that's what I got from the video of what I watched, what P was saying. And I don't take anything away from him. He probably is a good father. He probably is a good person. But sometimes, as parents and even as children, sometimes your intentions are not good when it comes behind money or it becomes behind other things that you're trying to do for yourself. And sometimes that can look a different way for the child or even for the parent, whoever's in that situation. And they may get used in the process. So everybody's feelings count and everybody's feelings matter. So after the video P made, Romeo comes back and says, "This is my last straw, Pops. Stop trying to play victim. I loved you so much that I followed you blindly for 30 years. We've talked behind closed doors. You aren't the man who you paint to be, and why it is a war because I refuse to follow your lead. You only want to protect your image, but the image isn't even real. And don't need anyone to feel sorry for me, Pops. I'm truly a man of God. If you really a man of God, then you will prevail in the end. Even when I share my truth, I've tried to keep things in the house. You are addicted to social media and unfortunately use this app as therapy. 3K plus posts. And when the world find out about the finances outside of a gift or a car, I've never been paid anything I've accomplished as Lil Romeo. Uncle C and Silk know. You only pay outsiders rightfully, so they'll speak good on your name. I'm at peace because I can now speak my truth and help others. Mom was always right. Your pride is everything." It kind of reminds you of that Aaron Carter story where the family took all of his money and used up all of his money, and then he had to start off as an adult broke and recreate his brand. He wasn't able to use that little image of Aaron Carter no more to make money, so he had to grind and hustle and was not able to use that money that he did make as a child star to even be an entrepreneur or just use that money to flip and make more money with, because he started off broke. The family took all of the money. So I can understand how a person that is working so hard, whether you're a child or not, and you are making money and you think you have some money in the bank and you don't have anything, how hard that can be when you have a different idea of how things are going, and how that can drive a rift in between the family and break the trust in the family because you think that they are looking out for your best interests. So after he posted that, everybody started to be conflicted on which side they wanted to be on, because he actually spilled some more tea, spilled some more information. And if you look at this post, he is basically saying that outside of family, y'all know how it is with family. With family, people may want you to watch their kids. I'm just giving an example. They may want you to watch their kids while they go to work. But if they don't have nobody to watch the kids, they'll go pay outsiders, the full amount to do it. But just to save money or keep money, they'll expect you to do it for free because you family. Or they'll give you a meal, or they'll give you something else in return, but for them to keep it themselves, but then go pay outsiders what they rightfully earned when you're doing the exact same job that they're doing. Look at the post. He says that, "And when the world find out about finances, outside of a gift or a car, I've never been paid anything I've accomplished as Lil Romeo." Other people may look at that to be, okay, you was a child, and when children are stars and money is coming in, then it's the parents' job to take care of you with that money that you made. But at the same time, it is the parents' job to put away money for their college fund and put away money for things they may need when they become an adult, because they did work for that money, because they were the employee. Now, he says that Uncle C and Silk know, meaning that anybody that worked that was within the family only got a gift like a car or just some type of material thing, but never actually got paid funds as if they were at a job for the job that they did. But when it came to outsiders, I'm just going to make an example like maybe Mystical or like, Snoop Dogg or anybody else on the outside that wasn't actually blood relatives or family. They actually got paid what they was worth, or anybody else that you partner up with because you don't want to look a certain type of way, like you don't pay people. So this message kind of said a lot to people. And so they kind of started not siding with P no more and just kind of side-eyeing him. And what's sad about this is that when he says at the bottom is that I'm at peace because I can speak my truth and help others, meaning that he may have had to talk to a lot of people and he was kind of conflicted on if he wanted to speak his real truth or his real feelings or not. I mean, this is your father. So who wants to talk down on their father, or who wants to talk bad about them, or who wants to tell people negative things about their parents or anybody that's in their family? So he may have had to talk to other people on whether he should express things or not, or even come to the fact of how other people may feel about him speaking about it, like they did when he posted the first post and made a blind judgment about it. As you can see right here, one post said, this new generation of kids need to stop blaming their parents for everything. How do they think they got to where they are without their parents making sacrifices for them? Mental illness is real, and so many families are tragically affected by it, especially when there's added trauma like death of a loved one. Social media is not the place for healing. Son, I love you. Stop trying to get people to feel sorry for you, and let's come up with a solution. You can come talk to your father and your family like a man. You have kids too. No family is perfect, but together with God, we can heal and get through this. Which I do agree. I do agree that it's a family thing and family needs to talk about it and heal. But it's at the same time, if that's only just being depicted to the public, but it's not really happening or not really genuine behind closed doors, it can cause a person to act out on social media and try to get people to see the real truth when they can't get help behind closed doors. And me, I can say that the new generation of kids is different from my time because I was born in the 80s and we didn't have social media to run to. We didn't have anybody to run to, and we had to kind of deal with our problems, especially people before our time that really kind of just didn't have anything and just had to be tough and strong. But the way that the world is conditioned nowadays, it's kind of hard for people to get into that role, into that adulthood, and to get into real life because we have so much handed to us now that it's much more harder for them to work through their emotional issues than it was for us because they've been handed everything. And not to say that those feelings don't matter, but if you think about it, I'm not going to say there was no suicide rates, but there was much less suicide rates before than it is now because there's so much influence and there's so much power behind what people think and say. Before, you never know what people think and say about you. You was just able to believe in yourself, do your best, and be great because you knew you were great. But now you have so many people's input and influences and so much bullying going on the internet that you could just, every time you click, you can see your own name, you can see what they're saying about you, and it weighs heavy on your mental health and it weighs heavy on your lifestyle that you feel like you have to keep changing up to please the people, and you can't even believe in yourself anymore. And that's why the new generation of kids are like they are right now. It's because of the transition that we have made throughout technology and throughout the validation of people behind the keys and on the internet. the stars that was coming up back then, like Master P and all the people before our time, those people were never able to get praised in public by people for their good works and their good deeds, whether they was doing good things or not. So for a child to see that, okay, this man is being praised no matter what he does, but behind closed doors, he is not depicting the same thing to us. It's kind of different back then than now, because you see this. Romeo sees this. He's like, why is everybody thinking that this person is so great, but then I can't get this same thing from him that he is showing to the other people? And this is just what I'm getting from him. This is not coming from me. And that is why they, act out on social media, because social media is the one that is bigging their heads up. Before, they didn't have to read all the comments. When it ain't my fault came out, and when you can't stop now and Mr. Ice Cream Man came out, there was no comments. You could just go look up on Facebook or on Twitter or Instagram or none of these sites. None of these stars could look up this stuff to big their head up. They just do what they do and live their real life and keep going, and they was just excited about their coins and their money and their success. But now the internet has taken over to a new generation where it's all about the validation. It's all about what people think. It's all about making yourself look good. If you can make yourself look good, everybody will follow you. And you have to just keep that image up. So you put so much time into that you take away from your family. You take away from the people that's important in life, because you get so addicted with it. That's why I miss times back in the 90s where things were not like that, and you can genuinely be with a person. You can genuinely have a relationship with a person, whether that be romantic, whether that be platonic, or whether that be family. You can actually be forced to be in the real world because you don't have the outside world and social media trying to control you. We are in this generation where we are being controlled. And the people that is controlled the most are black people, because we care so much and because we don't go to counseling. We don't do therapy. 1 minute we are saying we need to look out for our mental health and we are suffering in silence. And the next minute we are attacking somebody else for going through something in silence or struggling with a situation that could cause them to do the same thing that somebody else did. We don't know how to talk to each other. We don't know how to listen. We don't know how to ask the questions. We're just quick to judge. Instead of saying, hey, I know this doesn't make sense to me, but could you explain to me why you feel this way? What's going on with you? So right here it says, P says, I wouldn't wish this on no parent, especially when you try to do everything you can for your kids. Romeo Miller, what's the plan? You are either part of the problem or the solution. I love you and the door is always open for you, but I won't tolerate disrespect. I haven't talked to you and seen you in months. God knows I've tried to do my best. Then Romeo says, Dad, please stop reading the comments and editing your caption. I'm the one who set up the family meeting to talk after Tata death. That meeting was regarding as being disrespectful for being transparent. I pulled up to the crib time after time and you deflect. I've texted you countless times and you reply and deflect. Social media is the only way to communicate. Now you want to talk. Anything to protect your image. So as you can see, both of these people are saying that they trying to talk to each other and they've been trying to talk to each other and reach out. But it seems like because they are on social media and everybody's watching, they have to communicate so people won't judge them in any type of way. So right here, someone comments, it says, you set the foundation financially for the family we can all agree on, but it's more than just money. That's my only gripe with the older generation. Just cause money was put down doesn't mean it's enough. Other than that, I hope y'all solved y'all family issues privately. God bless y'all. Romeo said, I've been taking care of my pops, bro. Never touched no little Romeo money. All went to pay his IRS taxes. I've been more than loyal. The truth will set us all free though. Then right here it says, all my siblings are broke, bro. Never even had money to afford college, and nothing is wrong with that. He just shouldn't paint a certain picture, a life that isn't real. One big house to stunt is a minimum way of thinking. And y'all seen the rumors that's saying that Master P is broke, and a lot of people made videos about that, saying about how he faking his wealth. And now you see Romeo coming out with this information right here. And so basically, in so many words, he just saying that he loved his daddy. We seen that in the media. You know, he followed him blindly. He did everything he said, but he didn't get anything from it. He's not getting real money. He's not getting a check. He's a grown man now. He chose to follow somebody else. And because he's not following P no more and what he has to offer when it comes to finances, P might feel a little salty about that. And maybe they haven't been talking for a few months because he's not following his daddy's footsteps no more. Because he's being a grown man like the internet saying he's supposed to be. And so because they not talking and between his daughter's death and his sister's death, this is where the emotional part comes in, where a father and a son, or a son wants to be still close to his father, or wants to still have that emotional bond and connection, but still do his own thing, and he may not be getting that from his daddy. On top of that, knowing that he is the reason why he paid his taxes and helped him along the way to get more finances on top of his career, he finds that pretty devastating, that I've been with you for 30 plus years, and you know, I'm the reason why you was able to pay all this stuff, but you flaunting in front of people, acting like this ain't what it is. He not asking him for no money. He just want to get the same love from his daddy while he do his own thing. And at the same time, just basically saying, put that same energy into the family when we need you for the same issues that's going on. And he is relating that to all the things that is going on that came from tWitch's death, and how a lot of people in the media are speaking up about it. And P decided to join in on that. So with that being said, y'all just kind of be careful on here on social media. People are out here committing suicide left and right. Young people at that, you know, and we do really have a huge role, and we play a huge role in how a lot of these people's mental stability changes over time. Because if you don't realize, we make them. Without us, they will never be stars. Without us, they will never be who they are. And so our opinions do matter. The things that we say do matter. And we live in a world where people don't care. And because they don't care like they used to, and they don't have a passion for things like they used to, they get real reckless. As you can see on social media, you see that one person goes from one story to the other. We talked about tWitch death, and you seen a million videos about tWitch death. Every time you look around, I get on YouTube, I see this is the real reason he died. This is the real reason he died. I clicked on some of the videos, and none of them is even talking about the real reason. Trying to get those clicks, trying to get those views. Nobody out here cares about any of this stuff. They're using this stuff, and I'm not saying everybody, but a majority of the people are using this stuff just for clout, for views, for clicks, and for money. They hop on one story, they go straight to the next. As you can see how people hopped from Twitch and they went straight to P and Romeo, because that's what everybody was talking about. These people out here don't care. And that's why you don't see me on social media as much as I used to be, because it's draining, it's depressing, it is not genuine. And I just hate the fact that people treat people's death as a paycheck, not caring about people's privacy or people's grieving process, you know, knowing that people have a whole family out there and their loved ones passed away, and everybody just saying things like, oh, that person and the third don't care about them, or they may have caused them to die, and all this and that. I just put myself in that situation. That's why I'm saying that, because if it was me and somebody was saying that I was the wife to somebody, or somebody was the husband to somebody, and they just try to pick me apart or look at me a certain type of way and just be like, okay, she don't look like this type of person, or she don't look like that type of person, and she got, you know, coldness in her eyes, or all these type of scenarios that they put together and say that, you know, she might have been the one that killed him, and she might have been the one that set it up. You know, that would be devastated, because first of all, nobody know me. Nobody knows his wife. Nobody knows his kids. Nobody knows his family. Nobody knows any of these people. And to sit on social media and kind of just say certain things about people that have been in this man's life for probably a decade or more, and are even the reason why he became successful and helped him become successful. Just imagine how some of those people may feel that that social media is pinning them as the people that killed him, not allowing them to grieve, not allowing them to have peace at this moment, knowing that some of the similar people that are saying the same thing have lost a close family member, a loved one, and they know how it can feel. This is just a selfish and evil world that we're living in. And I can understand why so many people are doing things to themselves and just can't take it no more. Because you can't get away from it. You guys, go ahead and like this video, comment below, or whatever you want to comment, or however you feel about this, whatever you may feel. I'm out.